November through to late February of 2025. Listen for him using CW on 40 through 10 meters. See QRZ.com for QSL details. The Radio Club des Ardennes, ON4RCA, will be on the air as 0080BB from the 16th of November through the 15th of December, commemorating the 80th anniversary of the Battle of the Bulge during World War II. QSLs can only be requested via club logs OQRS until the 31st of January, 2025. Listen for Dave, WJ2O, who will be active as PJ6-WJ2O from Saba, IOTA number NA145 from the 17th through the 26th of November. He will also participate in the CQ-WW-DX-CW contest, QSL, via N2ZN. We close this week by giving thanks to military veterans in the U.S. We mark the occasion as Veterans Day on November 11th. In Scotland, it is Armistice Day, and has one ham making use of his radio to help other veterans, ones whose battles are still going on. Jeremy Boot, G4NJH, introduces us to him.
Meet George Crawford, MM0JNL, who's both a ham and a helper. Since the 22nd of October, the Royal Air Force veteran has been calling CQ as a special event station, GB0GTS, to bring attention to those whose life after military service has reduced them to a life of struggle on the street. The special event station has grown out of George's original idea this past spring to be part of an effort known as the Great Tommy Sleep Out. The organising group, the Royal British Legion Industries, assists homeless British military veterans by raising awareness and providing funds for them. In a first-time effort incorporating amateur radio, George has introduced the power of HF into the mix. Logging rag-chew after rag-chew, he's been hearing stories of veterans everywhere whose suffering is their shared battleground. George told Newsline in a phone call that this is what he has learned in those QSOs. Quote, you join up, you're taught to fight, you're taught to serve your country, but no one teaches you how to be a civilian again, end quote. So although this initiative originated as an event with the name Tommy, the First World War nickname given to British soldiers, George now calls CQ for every country's suffering veterans. He will continue to do so on SSB until midnight UTC on the 18th of November, a Forces veteran who continues his devoted service. This is Jeremy Boot, G4NJH.
If a good day of radio is like poetry to you, pick up a pencil and join the Amateur Radio Newsline Haiku Challenge. Share your experience by sending an original haiku to us here at Newsline. Use the entry form on our website, arnewsline.org, and please follow the rules for writing your 3-line haiku. Sorry, but we cannot accept any entries that aren't written in traditional haiku form with the correct number of syllables for each of the 3 lines. Share with fellow listeners the poetry that is inspired by your ham radio experience. With thanks to Alexander Association, Amateur Radio Daily, AMSAT News Service, David Baer, K7DB, Facebook, FCC, 425DX News, George Crawford, MM0JNL, IARU, Linda Mary Maud, G0YLM, Radio World, Rotuma Island D-Expedition website, Samuel F. Morse Amateur Radio Club, shortwaveradio.de, Wireless Institute of Australia, and you, our listeners. That's all from Amateur Radio Newsline. We remind our listeners that Amateur Radio Newsline is an all-volunteer, nonprofit organization that incurs expenses for its continued operation. If you wish to support us, please visit our website at arnewsline.org and know that we appreciate you all. We also remind our listeners that if you like our newscast, please leave us a 5-star rating wherever you subscribe to us. For now, with Karen Eve Murray, KD2GUT at the news desk in New York, and our news team worldwide, I'm Skeeter Nash, N5ASH in Jonesboro, Arkansas, saying 7-3. As always, we thank you for listening. Amateur Radio Newsline is copyright 2024, all rights reserved.
W8WKY. Time out.
the weekly Serenet, featuring club news, trivia, and check-ins from some of the nicest hams in the universe starts in 5 minutes. Get ready for the weekly Serenet starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Evening and welcome to the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Weekly Net, sponsored by Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association. This net is operated on Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's W8WKY repeater. Location for the repeater is Doylestown, Ohio. Frequency for this repeater is 147 Mark 390 megahertz, and the CTCSS code for this repeater is 114 Mark 8. As a controlled net, we request all traffic come through net control. Emergency traffic may break in as required. My call sign is WA8KOC. My name is Fred, but I will be operating the club net this evening with the call sign W8WKY. I'm calling CQQST. That should make Just Nick really happy. I'll go ahead and have any announcements or special traffic come in for the net this evening. Take it away. All right, hearing nothing. Again, welcome to everybody. All licensed radio amateurs are welcome to join in on the net this evening. I'll go ahead and I'll say good evening to everybody and take in and out check-ins. First, we're not going county by county. Many operators, net control operators, do that. I'm just going to call for people who are in and out this evening to come in, say good evening, and we'll see who we've got. This is W8WKY calling for in and out check-ins first.
Whiskey Bravo 8, Victor Mike Whiskey, Jim in Barberton. See ya in the morning, Fred.
November 8, Whiskey Sugar, Bill in New London, in and out.
Whiskey 8, Charlie Tango Mike, Carry it, Portage Lakes, in and out.
Net, I don't have any traffic tonight. I'll be in and out.
Kilo Charlie 8, Papa Bravo Victor in Preston.
KC8, and I did not get suffix, I'm sorry.
PBV, Papa Bravo Victor.
Affirmative, copy that. Anyone else?
Kilo Alpha 8, Mike November Tango, Tom and Ken with I'll be in and out.
Whiskey 8, Tango Bravo, Jeff and Wadsworth, in and out.
Whiskey Oscar 3 X-ray on in Cuyahoga Falls, mobile, in and out.
Kilo Echo 8, Juliet November Hotel, Duggan Rippon, in and out.
Kilo Charlie 8, Mike India Whiskey, Steve, mobile, I'll be in and out.
KY, Ralph and Stowe, in and out.
Ralph and Stowe, you were covered up with a collision. Can I have your call sign again, please?
November 8, Bravo, Alpha, Yankee, N8BAY.
Copy that, Ralph. Thank you. Got you marked in and out. Anyone else?
N8BBB, Dave in Greenford, in and out.
Dave, I copied N8 and I did not get the suffix. Could you please re-identify for me? My apologies.
Papa, Papa, Papa.
PPP, Papa, 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 correct?
W8.
Roger, Roger.
Hi, Fred. Please copy Kilo Echo 8, Echo Hotel Golf, KE8, EHC. I'll be in and out. And I don't know if you caught him or not. Neil was in there. WD8LLA. WD8LLA. Neil.
I certainly did, Mike. Thank you very much. We've got Neil in here, in and out. Thanks, Neil, buddy. Anyone else? In and out.
Here is KB8LNK, and I'll be in and out tonight. Kilo Echo 8, Tango Lima Bravo, be in and out, 73.
Kilowatt Delta 8 Sierra Quebec. I'll be in and out tonight, Fred.
All right. This portion of the checklist for in and outs, I copied WB8BMW, NAWS, W8CTM, W8D8LLA, Neil, my pal, down in Brewster, KC8PBB, KA8MNT, W8TB, W03X, KE8JNH, Doug, KC8MIW, N8BAY, N8PPP, KE8EHG, Mike, thanks for the save on Neil. I did catch him. Thank you. KB8LNK, Ron. KE8TLB, Randy. And KD8SQ, Jim. Did I miss anybody on that round?
Kilo Echo 8, Zulu November Foxtrot, Craig, Mobile, and Jackson, in and out.
KE8, ZNF. Craig, I got you. Marked you in and out. Thank you for that. Anyone else? That's quite a list we've got going for in and outs. I want to thank everybody that checked in and out on the net tonight. This is W8WKY. Thanking you sincerely for your efforts and your attendance here this evening. And I'm going to go ahead and call for more in and out check-ins, and then we'll get to the regular check-ins and our trivia by Eric, W8ELM. But anyone else who'd like to check in and out only on the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net, please call W8WKY.
N8DRD, November 8, Delta Romeo Delta, Don in Marshallville. HRF, Josh. Have a good evening, Fred.
Added to the list, we've got N8DRD Don and W8HRF Josh. Gentlemen, thanks for checking in with us. We got you in on the list. So far, that's 19 calls in and out. Sincerely appreciated. I'll go ahead and make one more round of in and out check-ins to make sure we've got everybody, and then we'll get right down to the nitty-gritty. In and out check-ins for the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Night Net. Please call W8WKY. Quite a list of in and out check-ins. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm not going to go by county. I'm going to just go ahead and ask everybody to be polite. Key up for a moment. Let us hear what you've got to say, your call sign, your name, your location, and then we'll go ahead and see who we've got and see if we don't get to Eric, W8ELM, for our trivia. Good evening, everybody. Stay stations wishing to play games tonight with us. Please call W8WKY.
This is Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet, Bob in Barberton. No real traffic for the net, just here to play trivia.
KE8QFT, Fred in Medina.
WAWKY, this is Kilo Delta 8, Sierra Lima Golf, KD8 SLG, Nick in Orville.
Kilo Echo 8, Yankee November Juliet, KD8 YNJ, John in Norton.
November Tango 8 Delta, NT8D, Dave in Copley.
Please copy Kilo Echo 8 Uniform India Bravo KE8 UIB, John in Massillon.
W8WKY, this is Kilo Echo 8 Victor Quebec X-Ray KE8 VQX, Joe in Akron.
W8WKY, this is KE8ZZR, Kilo Echo 8 Zulu Romeo, Harry and Wadsworth.
Kilo Echo 8, Victor Zulu Alpha, KE8 VZA, Eric in Strongsville.
Whiskey 8, Golf, Mike Fox, Gary in Worcester.
Kilo Charlie 8, Hotel Delta Papa, KC8 HDP, Jerry in Shreve.
Kilo 4 Oscar Golf, K4 OG in Copley.
I must say, nicely done, one and all. I may have had a collision. I left a space open, but I'm going to give you who I got. KA8 LYJ Bob, KE8 QFT Fred, KD8 SLG Nick, KE8 YNJ John, NT8D Dave, KE8 UIB John, KE8 DQA Joe, KE8 ZZR Harry. There may have been a collision in there with Harry. KE8 VZA Eric, W8 GMF Gary, KC8 HCP Jerry, and K4OG Mark. Did I miss anyone?
Kilo Charlie 8, Lima Yankee Golf, KC8 LYG, Rick and Maslin.
That's that time around, Rick. Anyone else?
Third time.
This is November 8, Echo India, Jason and Norton, and Mark's checked in about 3 times.
All right, also added Mark Casey at FQV. I heard his voice. I did not hear his call. I did not notice he was in a collision earlier. Thank you, Jason, N8EI. Got you in here also. Thank you for your check-ins. Anyone else I can add to the list before we get over to our master of trivia, Eric, W8ELM?
W8WKY.
Alrighty then, hearing nothing else. This is W8WKY. I would request W8ELM, Eric, our master of trivia, come in and bid us good evening and give us another fabulous trivia question for the evening net. Eric, are you available?
W8WKY and the group. This is W8ELM. Good evening, Fred, and everybody on the net. Here's the trivia. All of the following United States territories currently have no permanent human habitation except all of the following United States territories currently have no permanent human habitation except, and your choices are A, Alpha, Baker Island, B, Bravo, Northern Mariana Islands, C, Charlie, Palmyra Atoll, D, Delta, Jarvis Island, E, Echo, Howland Island, and I will repeat those. All of the following United States territories currently have no permanent human habitation except A, Baker Island, B, Northern Mariana Islands, C, Palmyra Atoll, D, Jarvis Island, or E, Howland Island. Thanks, Fred, for running the net. Back to you from W8ELM.
W8ELM from W8WKY. Eric, fabulous question. I thought it was going to be an easy one. Obviously, I was mistaken again. Great question, as I said. If you could mark me down for B, Bravo, I'd appreciate that. And I'm going to get back on the list here and see who's got what for us this evening and what their answers are. First off was Bob, KA8LYJ. Bob, good evening. Thanks for being here with us on the net. What do you got for us, and what's your answer to Eric's trivia? Pretty good one, eh?
W8K. Shoot, I forgot to call the repeater all of a sudden. This is K8LYJ. I'm a bit of a ringer. I feel almost guilty because I was stationed out that way in the service. The answer is Bravo, the Northern Marianas Islands. Rota, Tinian, and Saipan all have permanent human habitation, including indigenous. So that's the answer for that one. Other than that, I don't really have anything for this, and I'll turn it back over to Net Control.
KA8LYJ from W8WKY. Bob, thank you for being here with us. Appreciate your check-in. Appreciate your answer for Eric's wonderful trivia question tonight. And I understood you served over there, and you may have an upper hand on the answer. But thanks for being here with us. Sincerely appreciate it. We'll see if you have anything else for the net after we get done with everybody's answers. KE8QFT, Uncle Fred, good evening. How are you? What's your answer to this trivia question, and what have you got for us, Fred?
Well, my answer would be the same as the previous fella there, because he was there. So I forget what the letter was. Well, I'm going to say A anyhow. Yeah. I was eating my bratwurst, and when you're like second on the list or so, it's kind of hard to look stuff up. So, no, I would never cheat on the trivia. Wow, the other day we couldn't find the cat. I went out looking in this apartment complex for an hour trying to find that cat. came back finally, the flashlight, looked at every nook and cranny in the apartment. Sure enough, there she was. Oh, this cat, just likes to hide. Acts like she's afraid of you, but you pick her up and, she wants affection and everything. She'll crawl all over you. But that's weird the way these cats act. In any event, KE8QFT, back to net control.
Break.
Go ahead, Jim.
It's not Jim, it's Eric, and we're going to change the trivia question and start over.
I'm sorry, I thought it was Jim. Eric, go right ahead, change away, and we'll get back on the list here as soon as you give us the question.
All right, very good. You've got the 5. The correct answer to the original trivia is the Northern Mariana Islands. Now we're going to change the question and say which of the 5 choices is administered by the United States Fish and Wildlife Service. Which of the 5 choices is administered by the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service? Back to net.
And Eric, would you be kind enough to give us the rundown again so we've got A, B, C, D, and E?
Certainly. Alpha, A, is Baker Island. B is the Northern Mariana Islands, and as was mentioned, there are several of those islands that are populated. C, Charlie, is Palmyra Atoll. D, Delta, is Jarvis Island. And E, Echo, is Howland Island.
Alrighty then, we're changing things up here this evening, W8WKY, for the net. All right, Eric, thank you very much. Appreciate that. Fish and Wildlife Services is very important, and especially when you're out in the middle of nowhere. Good to keep our fish and wildlife alive and healthy. If you could mark me down for E, Echo, I'd appreciate it. And I'm going to get back to Bob, KA8LYJ. Bob, which one has Fish and Wildlife Services overseeing? Over to you.
Okay, well, I can't claim any insider information on this. I'm going to take a wild stab at it and say Charlie. This is Kilo Alpha 8, Lima Yankee Juliet.
Bob, thank you very much. We've got you marked down for C, Charlie. And stay tuned. We'll see what Eric has in store for us. There's not just the answer, but there's usually a good explanation. Thanks, Bob. 7-3 if I don't talk to you again. KE8QFT, Uncle Fred, you get a second stab at this. What's your answer? And I hope you found the cat fine, dandy, and loving.
W8WKY.
Well, believe it or not, I'm not just looking over someone's shoulder here, but I was going to say Charlie also, so I'll say Charlie for the trivia question. Yeah, I found the cat, but I tried everything. When you shake their bag of treats and the cat doesn't come out, she was, I don't know how you would put it, but I was almost tempted not give her a treat that night, but she got her treat. So, with that in mind, once again, I will return to Fred in net control. KE8QFT.
All right, Uncle Fred, thank you for being here. I've got you marked down for C. Charlie for the answer to the trivia. And as far as the cat's concerned, sometimes kitties are just like females. Human females, at that. I'm going to take a lot of guff off after I get off the net here this evening, but oh well, what are you going to do? Katie at SLG, just Nick, good evening. Vice President of Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association, what have you got for us? And what's your answer to this trivia question? This ought to be a good one.
WKY, this is KD8SLG. Good evening, Fred, and all of the Sarah Club netizens. Let's start with trivia. I'm going with Charlie. That would be Palmyra Atoll, I believe. But I just wanted to say Charlie tonight. Maybe Mark will say Charlie too. What's going on? Well, let's see. We got a club meeting Thursday night. Should be exciting. We'll be voting on new constitution and bylaws stuff. We could have our first snow. That should be exciting. Tomorrow night, BeaconNet, 10 o'clock. Early check-in start at 9:30. Tomorrow night is the Josh and Lucy show, and that's always a lot of fun. Don't forget about the Christmas party coming up, December 12th. And that's all I got tonight, Fred. Talk to you in the morning, man. KD8SLG, back to net control.
KD8SLG, W8WKY. We will be there for tomorrow's check-in tomorrow evening on the BeaconNet early check-ins, at least. And I will talk to you in the morning, but I might remind everybody that tomorrow afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, the Boredom Breaker Net also comes on this repeater, W8WKY's repeater, for a couple of hours. Normally it's Dustin and Nick on the first hour, and either Nancy or Ray on the second hour. Thanks, Nick. Appreciate you being here. And, yeah, club meeting Thursday night. Should be fun. Take care, 7-3. I'll talk to you soon. KE8, YNJ, John, good evening. Thanks for joining us this evening. Have you got an answer for this great trivia question? Over to you.
Okay, good evening, KE8, YNJ. Yes. Well, I'm going to guess C as well. For some reason, I have a feeling that I've read that somewhere, but I couldn't say. You know, that part of the world is a place I will probably never visit. But anyways, it's interesting to read about it. And so C, Charlie on that. And I really don't have anything else for the net tonight. So back to you, Fred. KE8YNJ.
Okay, John, we've got you marked down for letter C, Charlie. Appreciate you being here with us tonight. Always good to hear from you. Whatever you do, have yourself a terrific Tuesday. What's left of it? We'll look forward to hearing from you soon. 7-3 to you. NT8D, Dave, good evening. It's over to you for your answer. What have you got for us? Anything new? W8WKY on this end.
Good evening, Fred. Everybody on the net. Hope everybody is having a good start to the week. Wondering if the batteries are getting low in this mic again, so hopefully audio is doing okay. You know, I got to tune a really nice Yamaha U1 today that hadn't been tuned in a dozen years, and you know, by golly, it wasn't all that bad, and I think it was just very happy to have the TLC. So that was a really good afternoon here to wrap up the day. Went to the school board meeting over here in Copley Fairlawn and ate some leftovers here. So not a bad Tuesday, just beautifully. This is just such an Ohio day. I mean, the gloom and the gray and the rain, and it just made me feel so at home. I hope everybody had a good one. I'm going to guess, nobody's picked A yet, So I'm going to go ahead with A Alpha just to get to distribute the answers just a little bit. Thanks for switching up the question there, Eric. And I had to go back to guessing because it was kind of sad knowing the answer. And let's see, there's one more thing I was going to throw out there. The cat thing. Just be careful there, Fred. There is probably a 3-to-1 or a 4-to-1 better chance of the cat bringing home a dead chipmunk or a squirrel or a bird that is killed than the dogs. So, be careful. Poking a cat becomes kind of like poking a bear if you're not careful. Hi. W8WKY, NTAD, back over to you.
Affirmative, Dave. We've got you marked down for A Alpha as the answer to the trivia. All of our cat lovers out there, everybody's kind of got a good grip on what goes on with the feline characteristics. So I would say I am not a fan. I like the canines, but that's okay. That's all right. Everybody's got their druthers, and as long as the cats behave themselves, they don't get kind of nasty and mean, scratch, bite, howl at night, keep you up at night. I think Bill, NALTR, could tell us all about that. 7-3, Dave, we got you marked down for A Alpha. KG8UIB, Johnny, you're up. Good morning. Good evening. Good morning. I'm used to saying good morning because I hear you on the barometer net in the mornings. Good evening. Hopefully you and your darling bride are doing well. I know you've got an answer to the trivia question this evening. Let us know what it is. W8WKY.
W8WKY from K8UIB. Good evening, Fred, everybody out there on the net. And, Fred, this is the second time we've talked today on this terrific Tuesday. And got you in the morning, got to talk to you in the evening. That's a good day, Fred. I'm going back and forth doing the weekly thing with my mom and dad, messaging with them. And on the trivia question, let me pull my phone up here real quick just to make sure. They are going with C, Charlie. And the wife and I, she says Echo, E, so I'm just going to go with the wife, and I'll choose Echo with her. So C for the folks, and Echo for me and the wife. And we'll see where that ends up. And just hope everybody's enjoying their evening. I'm relaxing. Ate dinner a little bit ago, playing radio. Can't ask for nothing better. That is Fred living the $5 dream, a nickel at a time, keeping it simple. And with that, you guys, this is K8UIB. I'm going to hand this back over to Net Control. 7-3s, y'all.
Johnny, thanks for checking in with us this evening. Good to hear you. Twice in one day. Wonderful. I hope your darling bride is doing well. Hopefully you guys had a good evening together and will continue to do so. I do have you marked down for C, Charlie. And actually E for your better half. That's the real answer. We'll see what happens here on the end. Take care of yourself. 7-3. I'll talk to you tomorrow morning if you got time. KG8 VQA, Joe, good evening. What do you say, pal? I hope everything is well with you. Over to you, and what's your answer?
W8WKY.
W8WKY. This is Kilo Echo 8, Victor, Quebec X-Ray. Hi, Fred, and good to hear everyone. I'm going to go with B still. I know that's been debunked. This is the first time I've heard Eric kind of throw a curveball down the middle of the answers there. I understand why he's doing it, but I'm just going to stick with that because that's what I already circled on my paper. Anyway, hope everyone has a good evening, and it's good to hear y'all and be back on here. So with that, this is KE8VQX, back to Net Control.
Joe, my sincerest apologies. Where I got VQA instead of VQX, I will never know. I don't think any of us will ever know. But thanks for being here. I do have you marked down for B, bravo, and good to talk to you. don't get a chance to say good morning in the mornings, but I know you've got a busy schedule. So whatever you do, be safe. I'll look forward to talking in the near future, and hopefully you've got a correct answer there. We'll see. KE8 ZZR, Harry, good evening. It's been a while since I've spoken to you also. Good to hear you in here with us tonight. What's your answer for this trivia question? I'm sure you've got one. W8WKY here.
W8WKY, good evening, Fred. Yeah, this is KE8ZZR, and good evening, everybody else on the net. Don't have too much for the net tonight. I will present you with my trivia question. I don't think it'll be the right answer, but I don't know what the correct answer is because Eric's lost me on this one. So I'm just going to go with my middle initial, C. C's in Charlie for the trivia. I hope everybody's doing well, and I'll turn it back to you, Fred, 73. This is KE8ZZR.
Okay, Harry, sincerely appreciate you being in here with us tonight. And you know what? I often get a chance to say good morning to you in the mornings. This morning wasn't there, but hopefully we won't miss each other too often here in the near future. Whatever you do, stay safe. Have a terrific Tuesday, what's left of it, and I've got you marked down for C, Charlie, for the answer to the trivia. Take good care of yourself, Harry. 7-3. KC8LYG, good evening, Rick. Great to hear you this evening. What's your answer? Anything new on your end? KC8LYG, WAWKY, Rick, are you still with us? For whatever reason, Rick may be indisposed. Hopefully he'll climb back in here with us before we finish off here. We'll leave a slot open for him. KE8VZA, Eric, good evening. How you doing, pal? Hopefully you've got the correct answer for the trivia question this evening. Over to you.
W8WKY in the group. This is KE8VZA here. I had to check my clock, Fred, and make sure it wasn't morning time and I was behind the 8 ball getting ready for work. But I'm safe. I'm going to go with Delta for the trivia. Jarvis Island, completely a shot in the dark. And Fish and Wildlife Service made me think of a movie starring Jeremy Renner called Wind River. And he's a fish and wildlife officer, and he tries to solve a murder in the out in Wyoming near the Wind River Reservation. And he teams up with an FBI agent. It's really fantastic. And the star of the show is his Marlin 1895 SBL lever action rifle chambered in 4570 government, because I looked it up. Anyway, KE8VZA, back to net control.
Eric, thanks for being here. I do a lot of hunting, fishing, trapping in the past. From what I hear, I've reloaded a lot, but I have never shot a 4570, but I hear that lever action is a wicked little thing. And I'm going to have to make note of that and look at Jeremy Renner's acting in that movie. Thanks for that. Appreciate it. Whatever you do, be good to yourself. Maybe I'll get a chance to say good morning to you in the morning. 7-3, we'll stay tuned for the answer. W8GMF, Gary, good evening. Good to have you in here with us this evening. What's your answer to this trivia question? It's a pretty good one, isn't it? W8WKY.
Hey, it is a pretty good one. One that I don't know. So I've heard of all the places but one. I'm going to go with E, have no idea that it will be correct. So many going for C, that's probably where I ought to go. But I'm going to go out here on a limb and take my little saw and start sawing behind me. So we'll see how that works out tonight. Back to net, W8GMF.
Gary, appreciate hearing from you this evening. We've got you marked down for letter E, Echo, and you take good care of yourself. Would love to hear you in the mornings on the barometer net, but whatever you do, be safe, pal, and enjoy the rest of your Tuesday evening. We'll say 7-3 to you and move over to Jerry, KC8HTP. Jerry, good evening. You're sounding good this evening. Chipper, alive, and ready to answer the trivia question with the correct answer, right? Over to you, W8WKY.
Well, good evening, Fred, and good evening to everyone on the net. Well, I don't know about the right answer. I don't know what the right answer is. So I'll just pick one since all of them have already been picked. I guess I'll just go with Alpha and see where that leads. Been having fun with APRS. I'd never done anything with APRS before, but just decided to see what its capabilities are and what I can do with it, and having fun with APRS. Hope to see everyone at the meeting Thursday evening. Looking forward to that. And maybe voting on the bylaws and the Constitution doesn't sound very exciting, but it's very necessary and something that needs done. So hopefully everyone will still show up for the meeting. Don't have anything else, so I'm going to send things back to you, Fred. Thanks for taking the net this evening. W8WKY and the net from KC8HDP 73.
Jerry, I can honestly say that whether it's this net or the morning barometer net or any other net, I really enjoy getting to go with all of our friends, sharing some camaraderie. This is a learning experience for me. Usually when we get trivia, I get them wrong, but I learn. I walk away knowing something that I didn't before, so I'm happy about it. You take good care of yourself. You have a good Tuesday, what's left of it. I'll look forward to talking to you in the near future. If nothing else, I'll probably see you Thursday evening. 7-3. K4OG, Mark, good evening. Thanks for being here. Hopefully work wasn't too tedious for you today with those eyes looking over your shoulder. We'll throw it over to you and find out what your answer for the trivia question is. Good evening.
W8WKY, good evening, Fred, and everybody on the net. Well, luckily it was the warehouse guys getting the eyes over the shoulder. Our turn's tomorrow. But they're nice guys, so not a big deal. They're just TL 9000 certified, so that's just something they got to do. Back to the question. Well, I was certainly amazed how well Eric drugged that elephant out of the room. Very impressive. So I'm just going to say Charlie, because I can say Charlie no better than anyone else. And I'm always fascinated with atolls, ever since I seen the documentary of Bikini Atoll. So there you go, Fred. I'm in the hot seat tomorrow at work, and we'll listen for you tomorrow. K4OG, back to net.
All right, Mark, I'm going to be here in the morning, first thing bright and early, and I'll look forward to saying good morning to you and wishing you happy ventures on your Wednesday there with the eyes upon you. I'm sure everything will be just fine. And, it is quite the deal here, this trivia question. But I do have you marked down for C. Charlie. We'll see what happens on the end. Take good care of yourself, pal. 7-3. KC at FQV, Mark out in Aurora. Good evening, Mark. What's new with you? Have you got an answer for this trivia question we've got? W8WKY.
QV. Well, the day was not bad. On the trivia, I think I'll go with Charlie. I was thinking of A, but I think I'll do Charlie. So, nothing else here happening. Just stopped in a few nets. Yeah, I stopped in at the Five Hills net. That's in Texas. I'm trying to think what the call sign is, but I know it's 559-820 when it's Allstar. And they have been hooking a couple of times. They hooked to the beacon net. So, other than that, I'll send it back your way, Fred. Catch you in the morning. KC8FQB.
All right, Mark. I do have you marked down for C. Charlie for the answer to the trivia. Thanks for being in here with us tonight. I hope you have a good rest of your Tuesday, and I will be talking to you tomorrow morning for sure. 7-3. N8EI, our master of technicalities. Jason, good evening. It's good to hear you in here on the net. You probably got the right answer for the trivia. I'm going to throw it over to you and see what you got. Anything else for the net, you can give us all the information you want. N8EI, W8WKY.
All right, W8WKY in the group. This is N8EI. I appreciate the master of technicalities, and I'll tack that on to Jerry's sentiment about voting on the changes to the club and the bylaws, that while it is technicalities, it is really good to make some changes to the club, at least in my view, and hopefully we'll get a lot of support of that at the meeting in a couple of days here. But it is technicalities for sure. Other than that, just hanging out tonight. I'm trying to get a little bit more active back on the nets. I've been very busy with a bunch of different stuff, but I'm trying to make a little bit more room for radio that is actually on the air radio. So that's the goal anyway. For the trivia question, I'm actually going to go with C, the Palmyra Atoll, and I will add an interesting bit of trivia about the Palmyra Atoll. Is it is the only non-state possession of the United States that actually incorporates the rights of the Constitution to the island. So it's actually uninhabited, but the Constitution applies to nobody. So I guess that is a fascinating point of federal trivia obscurity. So with that, I'm going to send it back to Net Control. Thanks for the trivia question, Eric. That was really interesting. I enjoyed that. And Fred, thanks for running the net. NADI, back to W8WKY.
Obscurity as it may be, our Constitution is fabulous. I'm talking about our United States Constitution as well as our Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association's Constitution. Thanks a lot, Jason. I appreciate it. We've got you marked down for C. Charlie, and we'll see what happens on the other end. Before I call for any other check-ins, I'm going to try Rick again. KC8LYG. Rick, are you there? Do you have an answer for the trivia question this evening? W8WKY.
W8WKY, this is KC8LYG. I'm going to guess C, Charlie. Over, back to Net Control. This is KC8LYG.
All right. Rick, we got you marked down for C, Charlie. Glad I didn't miss you, pal. You take good care of yourself. I will look forward to talking to you in the morning if you got time. We'll say 7-3 for the moment. That's the bottom of the list so far. There may be some other stations out there that would like to check in for the Tuesday Weekly Net. If there are, they can call W8WKY, and I am all ears for more check-ins.
Alpha 8, Charlie, Sierra. This is Gary in Fairlawn.
Added to the list, AA8CS, Alpha 8, Custom Select, Gary, our president. I've got you in here, Gary. Anyone else that would like to check in on the end leg of the Tuesday Weekly Net for Silvercreek? I believe there was a station trying to check in, opened their squelch on the repeater, but I did not hear the call sign or a name. If that station could up the power or change locations and try again, would be most appreciated. Not hearing anything, one last call for stations wishing to check in on the Silvercreek Amateur Radio Association Tuesday Weekly Net with our trivia by Eric, W8ELM. Please give me a call, W8WKY here.
W8WKY, Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo, Portable 8.
Good evening, Phil. I got you in. We're going to get right back to you. Anyone else? This will be last call for this evening's net.
Kilo Zulu 8 Tango Golf Mobile, in and out, please.
KZ8TG Tim, I got you marked in and out. Thanks for checking in with us. Appreciate it. It's a shame you don't get to play trivia with us, but maybe I'll get a chance to say good morning to you again tomorrow morning. We'll see what happens. Anyone else? Added AA8CS and WV3K, Gary and Phil. Do you folks need Eric to give you the question for the trivia one more time?
W8WKY. Oh, not. I'd love to hear the question, though. Eric's questions are fabulous, so I'm going to say yes. And I do apologize that we're up against the hour here. AA8CS, back to net.
Not a problem, Gary. And Phil, hold on a minute. I'm going to ask Eric to repeat the question one more time and give us the possibility of answers. W8ELM, W8WKY. Eric, could you do it one more time for us?
W8WKY from W8ELM. I would be happy to, Fred. The question: which of the following United States territories are administered by the United States Fish and Wildlife Service? Which of the following United States territories are administered by the United States Fish and Wildlife Service? And your choices are A, Baker Island, B, the Northern Mariana Islands, C, Palmyra Atoll, D, Jarvis Island, or E,
Howland Island. Again, those choices are A, Alpha, Baker Island, B, Bravo, the Northern Mariana Islands, C, Charlie, Palmyra Atoll, D, Delta, Jarvis Island, or E, Echo, Howland Island. Back to net.
Eric, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you very much for your trivia question this evening. As always, fabulous. The start was great, but the recurrence for the second leg of the trivia is absolutely fabulous. And I think we'll wind up with some pretty good winners here. I'm going to wait and see what your answer is. Gary, AA8CS, WAWKY, what's your answer? And good evening. Glad to have you in here with us.
WAWKY, this is AA8CS. Good evening, Fred and Sarah and friends, for sure. Oh, great question. And wow, what a good question. I really don't have a clue. I really don't. So I'm gonna, let's see. Well, with Eric, I never go with C. That's a rule. So I'm gonna go with, I think, Jarvis. I really have no idea, but fabulous question. That's why I wanted to hear the question. Yeah, for sure. All right. Good job, Eric. Yeah, I also wanted to take a moment and just let everybody know, if you don't know already, my wife had hip replacement surgery today. All went well, so that's a good thing. How does that impact you? Well, it really doesn't, except I'm running a little behind this week and this month because of all this stuff. But I just sent out an email a few minutes ago with the agenda for this week, last month's minutes, and the reminder. So as I'm sure we've talked about already on the net, the next meeting is this Thursday. Yeah, it's upon us, the 21st. Don't forget Casa Nuestra, and all that should be a good time. My wife's doing well. Thursday night is a little up in the air. We'll see how she's feeling. If she can do without me for a couple hours, I'm going to try to make the meeting. If not, we do have the Vice President Extraordinaire in KD8SLG who will jump in and take over. With that, that's all I have, Fred. Take care. Good to hear you tonight. Back to net. WAWKY. This is AA8CS. 73, everybody.
Gary, since I know that Eric is monitoring your answer is Jarvis Island, I don't remember which letter that is. It may have been C. But we've got you marked down for Jarvis Island. Glad to hear you in here with us this evening. Sorry things are a little bit pressured this week, this month, but we'll look forward to everything panning out satisfactory on the other side. Give Joyce our very best. Let her know that I think her hips are absolutely beautiful. And whatever you do, be a good nurse. Take good care of her and get her back to perfect health here in the very near future. And I'm sure Nick will cover for you should you need to miss Thursday evening. We'll talk to you soon, Gary. 7-3. WV3K, W8WKY. Phil, good evening. It's great to hear you, buddy. And I hope you're doing okay, you and Robin. Have you got an answer for this trivia question? It's a pretty good one, isn't it?
Funny, Fred. Oh, my goodness. Making me laugh here. That's so funny. Gary, you're driving the bus and I'm in the back of it. And the space in between is just about as much as I got for brains right now for an answer for that question that Eric came up with. A very, very deep question. Very. Let me put it this way: I'm just ignorant to that kind of history. But anyway, good question, Eric. And Gary, I hope you have a nice evening. Hope to see you at the meeting as well. Anyway, as far as answering the question, is there such thing as having F as a possible answer for don't know the answer? Because I really don't. So as I said, I'm following right there in the back of the bus with Gary driving it. So it's one of those evenings, and sometimes those questions that you come up with are really good, Eric. I mean, not sometimes, all the time. It's just that I don't have an answer for a lot of them. So anyway, with that, I'm going to say good evening to you, Gary, and also Fred. Thank you so much for asking about Robin. She's doing fine. I'm trying to be okay. Just trying to keep up with the day, and each day is a challenge. And as you know, and I just appreciate the moments that we have, and to share them with others. And not problems, but just simply enjoying the time together. So anyway, with that, you're doing a nice job, Fred. Thank you so much for the funny notation with Gary, and I hope too Gary's wife does well too in the continued convalescence post surgery. Many prayers for healing relief and least pain possible. So. Love to all, and 73 to everyone. Thank you very much, Fred. God bless you, and the rest of the crew here that's with us all. This is Whiskey Victor 3-0. This is Whiskey Victor 3 Kilo. Back to W8WKY, just to let you know how my evening's starting up here. I just turned the radio on. Back to you, Fred.
All right, WV3K, W8WKY. Phil, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. I've got your answer marked down next to your name as a question mark. So we're going to see what goes on. But C, Charlie, seems to be a popular answer to this trivia question. We're going to find out right now what we've got going on. And Gary, if you're still listening, please don't take offense to my humor. My very best, our very best, Joyce for a fast, speedy recovery. W8ELM from W8WKY. Eric, we're looking for an answer, and I know you're not just going to give an answer, but you're going to give a reason. Over to you, and this is a great question. Thank you so much.
W8WKY.
W8WKY and the group. This is W8ELM. Well, we can look at this question a couple different ways. I could say that the only person that got this correct was WV3K Phil, because he chose F. However, I did not have F as a choice, but if I had, it would have been all of the above. Now, this is a banner week for Sarah Trivia, because it is the first time in my history with trivia for the club that everyone, every single person got the correct answer. Because all of them are administered by the United States Fish and Wildlife Service, along with 50 of the 50 states. So, Baker Island is a wildlife sanctuary. There was an American air base located there during World War II, but it was abandoned in 1974. For B, the
Saipan, Tinian, and Rota Islands are probably the three most popular islands in the territory and have many modern amenities there. And as Bob mentioned, they have very varied population there also. Palmyra Atoll. Since World War II, it's rarely been visited except by scientists studying marine life and birds. Jarvis Island is an extremely remote island in the Pacific and is very difficult to reach. And Howland Island is pretty well known because that's where Amelia Earhart was headed in 1937 to try and refuel, but was apparently lost at sea with her navigator, Fred Noonan. Thanks, everybody, for participating tonight. W8WKY from W8ELM 73.
Eric, the only thing that I can say is you are our master of trivia. I didn't know that anybody could do it any better than Russ, WB8UPA, but you do a fabulous job. That was a great question. And it's really great that here in Thanksgiving time, we're all winners. Good question and good answer as to the explanation of why all of them were covered. Do appreciate your presence here this evening. Hopefully you'll have a good Tuesday, what's left of it. I'd like to thank all the stations that checked in tonight, in and outs, and those who stuck around to play trivia with us and chat a little bit. We're going to do this all over again next Tuesday. And next Tuesday, it's going to be Dustin, KD8 EPC, at the helm as NCO. But I will talk to everybody tomorrow morning that would like to check in on the barometer net. We'll have a Super Net Wednesday. Tomorrow afternoon, the Boredom Breaker net. Tomorrow evening, the Beacon net. It's going to be a fun time to be had by all. Anyway, with that, 7-3 to everybody. Everybody stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling. This is W8WKY. I'll return this repeater back to normal amateur use at the hour of 9:07 a.m. At 9:07 p.m. My apologies. I'm used to running the barometer net in the mornings. 7-3 all. WA8 KOC clearing QRT.
Fred, before you go, can I have a word with you? WA8 KOC, AA8CS.
All right, well, when Joyce sees me in person next time, she can give me a slap on the face. But it was only meant in good humor, and my sincerest wishes for her quick, speedy, and efficient recovery. Go ahead, Gary. Good evening again.
Well, yeah, I was just going to thank you for wishing us well and her well. And her hips aren't bad. You know, what can I say? At 72, not bad. Yeah, there you go. But anyway, no, she's going to be bionic soon, Fred. She already has two knees, and she's going to end up with two hips because she had one done today, the right one, and then the other one, the left one, is it's needed as well. So a couple of months down the road, we're going to be doing this again. So anyway, and if you think for a second. Yeah, no, don't ever. We all have fun, man, and that's what it's all about. All right, anyway, I just wanted to thank you. Good net tonight, and I'm really glad to be back home after spending all day at the how does Jim say it? Hospital, I think he says. Anyway, that's it. That's all I got. I'll turn it back to you for your final there, Fred. It did tickle me, though. I did get a little chuckle out of it. And gosh, I can't believe Eric's great questions. But anyway, I'll he's still around, I wouldn't mind talking to him. Take it, Fred. AAACS.
In case Eric is in here still with us, I'll let him get together with you. Thanks, Gary. Appreciate the acknowledgement of having a great net. They're all great nets, as W8CTM would say. We have a great time. The camaraderie is fabulous. The learning experience, whether it be a trivia question or just a mode of operandi, we have a bunch of great amateur radio operators. And no matter what happens, everybody seems to get their niche and operate properly. And that's what amateur radio is all about. Great group of folks. Take good care of yourself. Our best to Joyce. 7-3, I'll talk to you soon. This is WA8KOC, and now I will be clearing QRT. Eric, are you available?
AA8CS, W80LM.
All right, Eric, good to hear you. And Fred, you just make me laugh, buddy. All right, I was wondering, you said that you started at I forget what high school it was, Norwayne, I believe. At Norwayne, and you replaced Smeltzer, but you did you say that you applied for the Wadsworth job? Over.
Gary, I have to think about that. It seems to me that maybe Mark Lang asked me to apply for that, and I don't remember whether I actually did or not. But there was somebody at Norwayne, an interim in there for a year between Mike and me, and seems I just don't remember for sure.
All right. Well, I shouldn't have started a conversation in the middle of it. I was just going to say, great question, and I totally enjoy your presentations and how you explain stuff, which brought me back to what a fabulous teacher you must have been. And then I thought I remembered that maybe I thought you and Smeltzer both applied for the Wadsworth job at the same time, and they went with Smeltzer. But I just wanted to say that if that were the case, and I don't know if it was or not, Wadsworth lost out on that one. However, I wondered if you coached or not, because that was always a big thing back then. If you coached, that gave you a couple extra points, I think. W80LM AA8CS.
AA8CS from W80LM. I did some coaching earlier in my career, both wrestling and track. I was the head wrestling coach at West Holmes Junior High for a while, and I filled a one-year position at Waynedale back, what year was that? I think it was about 1982, and I was head wrestling coach there that year also. I never coached at Norwayne. I had made the decision by that time that I wasn't really cut out to coach. I enjoyed wrestling. I enjoyed track, but just decided that I was going to try to go on my merits, and actually I never had to apply for any of the positions that I held. They always called me.
Well, the reason for that is obvious, and to the casual observer too, by the way. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say, Eric. I just find it interesting, just interesting. Smeltzer was a great teacher as well, and Lang and Lang's partner. Oh man, I gotta refresh myself. Anyway, it was great staff back then at Wadsworth, and I'm sure at Norwayne as well. All right, Eric, I'm gonna clear out of here. Good talking to you. And again, fabulous question, man. I can't compete. Not that I ever was trying. W80LM AA8CS. I'll be clear on your final there, Eric. Have a good evening.
AA8CS from W80LM. Thank you for the sentiments. I am sure that I can find a number of people that would disagree with you, as probably any of us that were in the education field could say. I did my best. How good that was, I don't actually know. But anyway, thank you for saying what you have. I really do appreciate that. And something else I was going to mention, but I can't remember. Anyway, we'll see you Thursday, so we can talk about that more at that time if you are able to get there. And I hope Joyce is doing well, and will soon be back on her feet. I think it was a hip replacement, but you can correct me on that if I am wrong. Otherwise, I'll say 7-3, and we'll see you Thursday. AA8CS from W80LM.
Yeah, it was a hip. It was a hip, Eric. All right. Unless something comes up and she needs me here, or I might try to find someone to sit with her for a few hours. Anyway, yep. We'll talk soon. W80LM, AA8CS. I'm clear.